Part 3. For the first time, I felt like an outsider in my own home. Before prison, everyone treated me well. Why did everything change the moment I was released? Without hesitation, Greta responded, Janina, before, you could make money and support us so we got along. But now, you're just an exion. Finding a job or a husband will be nearly impossible. What can you do but leech off us? Why should we still treat you well? My heart sank, and I asked painfully, so, because I'm no longer useful and might be a burden, you don't care about me anymore. Nina, it's not our fault. Melanie looked at me and finally said, another mouth to feed isn't something we can afford. You're better off finding a place to rent and taking care of yourself instead of being a burden to us. I'm a burden. I looked at Melanie with a pained expression. Mom, you were the ones who begged me in tears to take the fall for James. You said if I did, I'd be the savior of this family, and you'd repay me no matter what. Now, I just got out and haven't had a sip of water at home. Suddenly, I'm a burden. I've given so much for this family. I handed over all my wages, contributed to buying his house, and even served 2 years in prison for James. Doesn't that entitle me to a room in my own home? My voice was hoarse, and I felt utterly wrong. James said, Nina, I know you're upset, but do you think it was easy for us these past 2 years? Having a convict in the family brought shame on all of us. People point and whisper wherever we go. Who knows what people will say if you stay here? Can't you think about us for once? The brother I sacrificed everything to protect finally showed his true colors. To him, I was now just a burden, the reason for their shame. All my sacrifices were reduced to a joke. I looked at him with deep disappointment and said coldly, James Kessler, don't forget, the one who should have been a convict is you. The one who shamed the family is you. If you really cared about the family's reputation, you should have confessed from the start. Instead, you let me take the fall, and now you have the nerve to blame me for not thinking about you. 2 years ago, James and Greta were speeding and driving the wrong way in my car when they hit and killed someone. My parents came to me immediately. They said James had a weak heart and had finally managed to get married. If he went to prison, not only would he lose his marriage, but his life might be at risk. They cried and begged me to take the blame for him. They promised that the whole family would repay me generously once I got out. I didn't do it for any reward. I did it out of love for my parents and genuine care for my brother. I sacrificed myself, went to prison for him, sold my car, drained my savings, lost my job, paid the compensation, and endured all the insults. But I never expected my wholehearted sacrifice to be met with utter betrayal and contempt. I don't understand. Isn't blood supposed to be thicker than water? Why does family loyalty become so insignificant when faced with personal gain? James heard my words, and his face turned dark with displeasure. He retorted, I've already thanked you for taking the fall. What more do you want from me? This house is under my name now, and Greta will give birth in a few months. There's not enough room. You need to move out. We can't afford to support an idler. In his eyes, 2 years in prison for him was worth only a single thank you. Asking for more made me the unreasonable one. Melanie chimed in, Nina, don't you get it? A woman's fate is to marry and have children, not live off her family. We were hoping to marry you off to a good man and get some money, but now as an ex-convict, no one will want you. Letting you stay here is already us considering old time's sake. Greta added, exactly. You've been to prison so you'll be poor forever. If we let you stay, you'd drain us dry. Greta rubbed her belly and spoke mercilessly. Seamus put out his cigarette and said coldly, Janina, you're grown up now. It's time you understood the importance of contributing to the family instead of causing trouble. Each of their words felt like a sharp knife piercing my heart.